Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you the Gran Soli Minimum Update Friday, February 7th. 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time 2019. It's about to be midnight, and it's about to be February 2nd. In your face! With the global warming goodness across North America, heavy snow's moving through Idaho. Say it ain't so. The border of Wyoming and Idaho is going to be buried in up to 4 feet of snow in these current models. And if you can take a look at this white hole on the Sierra Crest, wow, the Sierra Crest is the best. West is the best. And by Monday, they will be buried in 5 to 8 feet of snow in some regions. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it buries California. And by Thursday, we're going to see landslides, mudslides, and you name it. And they're going to blame it on dews and other type of nonsense. But we know the facts. Grab a cup of boom coffee. It's about time. Yeah, boom time. Trojan style. 24 dead, hundreds hurt, and U.S. record cold. And that statement's pretty bold. And he's been freezing his ass off. Look at that house. It almost looks like a gingerbread house made of ice. A firefighter walks past an ice-encrusted home after a house fire early Wednesday morning in St. Paul, Minnesota. The dangerous cold and heavy snowfall that hobbled. Nobody knows what that means. Northern U.S. this week has retreated. Google it. Duck, duck, go much. Chi-town, the dangerous cold and heavy snow that crippled the northern U.S. this week has retreated, but not before exacting a human toll. More than 24 weather-related deaths in 8 states. Many people frozen to death in place. Can you imagine? You have a few too many cocktails and this looks like a good spot. Boom! Ice cube. Hundreds of injuries, including frostbite, broken bones, heart attacks, KP0 much, and carbon monoxide poisoning from idiots. We could stand to lose a few of those. But I digress. And I'm not being callous. I'm using calculus, which is a big word, and it's also mathematical. Extreme cold in Chi-town may cause some frostbite victims to lose their limbs. So they show a firefighter here posing with his funny ice. Bitter cold in Chicago has kept hospitals busy. Doctors at one facility during the brunt of the Arctic freezing treating 50 frostbite victims. This is including some who may lose an arm or a leg. It's a horrific situation, says Dr. Slathis Papadopoulos, head of the Burn and Wound Care Service at Cook County Health. Polkadias Dakadakis works at John H. Stronger Jr. Hospital, which doesn't make him less of a senior doctor. The Level 1 Trauma Center in the really bad year. We'll see 150 cases of frostbite for the season, he says. He said, based on what we've seen thus far, this could be one of those years. Years of frostbite tears. Some victims may lose limbs. And they're not trees. They're appendages. Ow! Shut up! Have some compassion, you prick. We're exposing you. The polar bears are laughing at you. Get in your hole and get me a slice of lemon cake. Bud cake, you know it. The ice, we made it. All-time January snow record broken in the Quad Cities. Heads up, Iowa. I promised you the best, and you got the worst. Surpassing the 40-year record. Quad Cities morning update. Yesterday's snow total of 4.2 inches in Moline brings 2019 record-breaking snowfall of 30.2 inches. All-time history. Other area snow totals will be posted this morning as they come in. But we know for sure that the Quad Cities have destroyed the 1979 all-time January snow record by over an inch. And it was a cinch. Beat it by a tenth. So far today, 2.8 inches of snow have fallen in the Quad Cities International Airport, making February lining up for another boom boom. And that's tonight's first boom boom boom. Heads up! North America. Al Gore's coming to get you. And it's hot out there. The amount brings our total to 28.8, exceeding the 26.7 of snow accumulated back in 79 by 1.1. Holy crap, I'm in 5th grade again. Snow records in the Quad Cities date back to 1884. Al Gore's no buddy of mine. 3rd daily snowfall record in 6 days set on Wednesday in Buffalo. 3rd daily snowfall record in 6 days. That means half of the last 6 days are all record snowfall days in Buffalo. Since 1894, the daily snowfall record of 6 inches stood on January 29th in Buffalo. Oh, but not anymore. 2019 is the new record, crushing the 1894 record. Wednesday's former mark of 11.6 was established during President Lyndon Johnson's administration back in 1966. That was when they thought we were going to be going in an ice age. Because we are. It just takes a while. Both were broken in consecutive days. And Al Gore is in a haze. The Goracle knows all and sees all. The high priest of the Church of the Warming Globe says you're freezing and global warming is because of this. That's what snow is. It's snowball warming. Snowball warming. The 13.6 inches of snow that fell at Buffalo Niagara International Airport Wednesday followed the 6.4 inches recorded at the airport's National Weather Service station Tuesday, which was their lose day for the record. They were the 2nd and 3rd daily snowfall record set in Buffalo over 6 days. Holy shit. Last Friday, the 17.2-inch snowfall in Buffalo shattered another century-plus-old mark. The former record, January 25th, was 10.1, which was almost doubled, breaking the record set back in 1915. It was also the 12th highest single-day snowfall the city had ever recorded. This prick, you get nothing tonight. You don't even get light. Turn the light bulb off and put the lotion in the basket. New Jersey cold temperatures, all-time record set in southeast New Jersey on Thursday. He needs a little exercise. Was it a record cold? Yes! Yes, in wall pack. And you could pack your own wall filled with cannabis. Because this guy's against weed. Clearly, look at him. You can cross my guard any day. But you did it, wall pack. For 15 minutes just after sunrise Thursday, an official remote weather station showed that 24 square miles of the township recorded a temperature of 26 below zero. Holy shit, this is Jersey. New in Jersey. Shattering the daily low record for Sussex County, but also marking the coldest reading in the entire fucking state since 1994. That's when Al Gore became a whore. Back then. Holy crap. Al! We hear you. In addition, Robinson also believes the minus 26-degree reading Thursday morning was the coldest temperature ever recorded in the state since 1994. That's cold. You know what else is cold? Chicago's record cold makes up the top 5 longest streaks below zero. Yeah. Who's your hero? Diamond is. In case you've been hibernating for the past few days, it's cold outside. It's like chilly willy cold. It's like, boom! I'm cold! How cold are you? Are you pissing yellow cubes yet? I know some people that are. And I know others that are blaming it on global warming. Yeah. That's why you're shivering. Power's out. You don't have the backup generator. Global warming. Didn't you know that? Cold is the new hot. Deal with it. Global warming is a big, giant, white ghost up in Canada with a carrot nose, and he's coming for you on October 31st. Ho, ho, Halloween. The temperature dipped below zero around 6 p.m. Tuesday and stayed there for 52 hours in Chi-Town, according to the National Weather Service. That's the 4th longest time spent below zero in Chicago history, and 15 hours longer than the Siberia outbreak of 2014, making it the Nunavut Baffin Island blowout of 2019. Chi-Town's current streak of temperatures below zero comes to an end with 52 straight hours of Al Gore's nightmare. Unofficially the 4th longest. See this? The 4th longest. 15 hours longer than the last longest. And up here they say the 5th longest. Who's trying to obfuscate from the truth here, CBS Chi-Town? You can suck it. Frauds! This is what it looks like in North Dakota this morning as a friend of mine opened his door. This is his apartment, number 100. But he was really amazed at the 001 here. He's like, wait a minute, am I in the wrong room? And I said, no, it's probably Al Gore. He's your neighbor. He's helping you warm up the room. See how he left your little spot there with light coming through? That's because Al dug that out. Shut up, Al. Get your hole. Is the lotion in the basket? Pull up the lever. Do it. Pull the pulley. Tie it off. Good boy. Holy shit. I can't even make this up. Global warming, the opera. Yes, that's coming soon to distract you. GFS model showing heavy snow moving in through the west, which will be the best. Look at these models. Heavy snow starts piling up 3 feet in the Sierras by Monday morning. Most places. Some showing over 48 inches. And then the depths continue through Thursday and your Friday. And then the Ontario Blizzard 2.0 starts Monday morning and continues with a double episode. Monday, Tuesday, and then next weekend, look for a second episode in Eastern Canada. We're talking Ontario and Quebec. The major metropolitan area is getting buried. And we could be looking for the southern blizzard of February coming second week of February, as I predicted. But that's too far out to go. Let's just say that the next 5 to 7 days west of the Continental Divide are going to be record-breaking days. If you're going to go skiing, head out to central Idaho, anywhere in western Wyoming, northern Utah, you're going to be crushing it. Park City? Are you kidding me? Avalanche warnings and watches, loss of life in the Sierras, heavy flooding, runoff, mudslides, and burn scar areas. It will be a nightmare. But there will be no more drought warning in over 80% of the regions that were suffering just months ago, which is good news. But you still lose because Al Gore's a fraud. Weather Ready Nation map. We are Weather Ready Nation ambassadors at the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, officially designated by NOAA. And if they only knew ho ho ho. West Coast storm brings widespread impacts to California. Heavy snow expected Montana, Minnesota. Say Minnesota. The first 2 of large storms will impact the West Coast this weekend, bringing heavy rain, strong winds, heavy mountain snow to Cali. We just said that. The heavy rain is heightening the risk for flash flood near burn scars, while the heavy snow will make for difficult travel through the passes in the Sierras. The storm will then spread heavy snow from the Rockies to Lake Superior Sunday into your Monday. That will not be your fun day because most of you are sheep and you have to go to work. What a quirk. Funny how that works. Let's check out the GFS models in Europe. They were at a deficit, but more snow falling in the UK. Boom, in the next 5 days. Heavy snows in the northwest, which is the best. Northern Scotland to pick up a little pinch. Heaviest snows, France, Spain border, look at that. That's like 34 centimeters. The Alps, of course, taking a dumper and a pumper. And the biggest loser, Northern Africa. Yes. Just run it through and look at the totals. Holy sh! 10 feet on the coast of Norway. Heinrich Buten, who's getting at least 2 to 8 centimeters over the next week. Heavy snows in the Balkans and Eastern Europe and Western Europe and Siberia. And holy sh! I thought it was never going to snow again. I love it when I see teal. That's unreal. Satellite shows more than half of the Georgian Bay is froze over. Nobody knows where that is. Unless you're up there in Georgian Bay. The latest satellite images show that more than half of Georgian Bay is now ice covered, regardless of what Al Gore and the global warming alarmists say. If these extremely cold temperatures continue, the bay may freeze over completely for the first time in 4 years. But the Wasaga Beach fire chief is warning about exploring the icy age that forms along the shoreline, because it'd be the last time that you've looked at that. Now, he appreciates that people want to go down there and look at the ice and walk on it, touch it. But are you kidding me? Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, I don't think I'll ever get enough of that. UAH satellite-based temperatures, the global lower atmosphere came out today, and the temperatures have risen. And global warming alarmists around the globe are warming their hearts. But they're just charts, because I'm a scientist and I'm going to show you this data set. And bear with me, walk it through. You can see 1 year ago, towards January, the highest peak in the annual temperature back in 2017. You can also see back in 2016, the highest peak in the annual temperature, January. The highest peak in the annual temperature in January and January and January and January and January. And January and January and January and January, January and January. In January, January, January. Are you picking up what we just put down? Now watch what happens after the January peak. Boom! Straight down 0.7 degrees. January peak. Boom! Straight down 0.4 degrees. January peak. Boom! Straight down. January peak. Boom! Straight down 4. Peak. Boom! So, peak. Boom! You picking it up? Here's the peak and boom! And then we're going to get a peak and then go boom! Back down to baseline, baby. Diamond at the Oppenheimer Ranch Project is going to predict that this peak is not anomalous, but part of a cyclic pattern of up and down that's been happening every year on this entire graph. And if you think that a rise means we're getting warmer, then you're an idiot, because this rise meant that we were dropping 1.1 degrees C. Holy sh... Yeah, so we're coming back down to baseline here by March, April, May. We're going to be riding the gray. March, April, May, riding the gray. That brings us back to 1970s temperatures. The current temperature spike here that anyone wants to claim is the hottest temperature ever, they're full of shit. Because all you have to do is come back here in January 2004, it was warmer. And back here in January of 1988, it was warmer. And back here in... Anyway, you get the picture. You get it? You picking it up? Back here in January 1998, warmer by 0.2 degrees C. That's when Al Gore was winning that Nobel Prize, that prick. 2007, January. That January when Al Gore won his Nobel Prize was warmer than today. Boom! Shut up, Al. Get your hole. Now we're about to go deep on the science. So I'm going to leave the UAH data up in case we have to come and refer to it. Because you can see the temperatures came up here and peaked 2016 Between 1998 and 2016, we had the 2 highest temperatures, annual temperatures. Boom, boom. And we're going straight off the cliff. And let me show you why the straight off the cliff happens. See how the gradual rise is occurring here? Let's do this. What you're looking at is the last 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 years on Earth. It's actually only the last 8,000. Now these X and Y axes are going to shift as we move forward, and this is on purpose to confuse you. Not from me, but from the mainstream. But this particular author wanted 0 point at the dotted line. This is where we're living today, right down here. You can see for the last 8,000 years, black is temperature. And you can see the temperature has been dropping. Based on purple, B, obliquity, Milankovitch cycles, B, purple, B, obliquity. Temperature's dropping. It drops for 40,000 years as we turn away from the sun, as the obliquity of the orbit changes. And you can see here the Bray cycle prediction in green, and also the eddy cycle predicted, and the obliquity continuing to drop. So as temperatures have dropped for 8,000 years after the Holocene optimum, and we'll get to what that means in a second, you see every 100,000 years we rise up 30 degrees centigrade to an optimum temperature, and then for 100,000 years we fall off the map. And after 8,000 years of a warm period, what you're looking at here, there is a massive drop-off off this graph, which is not here. You want to see this graph? I just posted it moments ago on our Facebook page, Solar Shutdown. There will be links below for those that don't know. The next data set I'm going to show you is some of the best proxy data for the last 120,000 years. And what you're going to see here is a full 5th order cycle that Bill Wedstein and I talk about. Here is the first sea level rise. Sea level probably rose 400 or 500 feet here. And then through the next 100,000 years, sea level drops every great year. Boom, one great year. This is a great year here. Sea level rises and falls. Boom, one great year. Then it rises and falls, another great year. Rises and falls, another great year. Rises and falls and rises and falls. So you just saw 4 great years here, and then this is our most recent rise up in the Holocene here. We've been riding it out for 8,000 years, and look what happens after 8,000 years, kids. And if we had 400,000 years on here, the same happens. So you have this is the same proxy for the Holocene warm over here where we live. So it goes and it goes and it goes, then it goes bye-bye, and you drop off a cliff. And if we just come over here, you can see that that is 6 degrees centigrade in less than 1,000 years, and we're about to drop off that cliff. Now, more importantly, this is proxy data. This is using O18 isotopes to determine temperature. And you can see here the NGRIP data and the NGRIP O18 data, and the temperature data is in orange. But I want to show you these proxy data points. Here, see these gray periods? These are major periods of instantaneous flux on the edge of them, where temperatures changed instantaneously 11 degrees. Right here on this line, boom. Right here on this line, boom. This line, boom. This line, this line, this line, this line. Temperatures changing 5 to 10 degrees instantly, up and down and up and down. Geologically instantaneous. That means your life. Look at it here. Holy macaroni. This has nothing to do with people or CO2 or lighting fires or industrialization. We are building pyramids back here in Machu Picchu and major cities. None of this had anything to do with that. There were hundreds of millions of people living on the North America when the Younger Dryas event occurred. They all were killed. It got really warm, and then the temperature dropped 10 degrees and everything froze to death. Probably right here. And then it warmed up, and the sea level rose another 300 feet again, back to today. The Holocene optimum. This is a crazy data set. Come stare at it for a while. And that's all right here from this black line forward. That's it. We're just looking like this little area here. And what I want to draw your attention to is the rest of geologic history, which I haven't shown you, has been warmer than that. Much warmer. Come back here, 25 degrees C warmer than the whole data set I just showed you. This is 25 C colder than any other time in geologic history today. And they want to tell you that moving up 1 degree or 0.1 degree is warming. This whole upward swing here of less than half a degree since 1950 is, you can't even, it's not even standard deviation here. It's not even the thickness of this red line. So the thickness of this red line is, according to the mainstream, global warming. That's how fraudulent global warming is. Not only that we're living currently in the coldest time in all of geologic history today. Coldest ever. Yet we're all going to die if it goes up to the top of this red line. How blind, how asleep do you have to be to believe that? You must be completely blind and asleep after what I just showed you if you still believe we're burning up in any way, shape, or form. I'm a paleoclimatologist. My specialty is paleoclimate. I just proved to you that all of paleoclimatology has been hotter than today. All of it. Forever. Much hotter. Burning up hotter. Surface of the sun hot. But we're all going to die. It's your fault. Seismic update, no quakes of note. Moderate uptick in minor quakes worldwide. Interesting uptick in hydrothermal areas, including Glenwood Springs, Carlin, Nevada, where all the gold and silver was deposited during the last magnetic reversal. If you're in the right place, you could have nothing but gold laying on the ground after the event. If you made it. If you make it. Will you make it? I doubt it. You don't even have a generator. Jesus. Worldwide volcano news update. Planchon Petaroa, 14,000-foot volcanic ash advisory. Explosive activity continues. This is after the 18,000-foot outburst yesterday. Kichunarabo. Jima. Boom, boom. Popo. Boom, boom. Reventador. Ebico. Come check it out. We're waiting for the big one. Mysterious high-energy gamma rays might help explain what drives solar cycles. We've been waiting for this. It's my contention from the rip that cosmic rays are controlling everything. Everything. Climate, the sun, the nova, the magnetosphere, the dynamo, all of these cyclic events, time immemorial, for hundreds of millions of years have been controlled by cosmic rays, high-energy gamma rays, more importantly. And these are the ones that drive the long-term 12,000 plus cycles, the 26,000-year eccentricity, and so on. Not Newtonian mechanics. An electrical dynamo at the source, which has a resonance. Wow, 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 wow. Get it? Oh. Yeah. Now, this paper is in response to a technical paper entitled Evidence for a New Component of High-Energy Solar Gamma Ray Production. Now, what Gregory S. Glenn, who submitted this paper just days ago, which will probably get axed, suggests is in the entire text, which I'm going to give you for free. Yeah, we got connections. So the entire free PDF text will be linked below. And you can peer review it for us and for the entire community. Mysterious high-energy gamma rays might help explain what is driving, a.k.a. a la Doug Vogt, the clock cycle, a.k.a. a la Diamond, the cosmic catastrophe clock, a.k.a. a la Randall Carlson, Graham Hancock, and others. This paper is in response to evidence for a new component of high-energy solar gamma ray production. And if you want to read it, oh, Read it you will. I'm going to give you the entire paper, which is not a schmaper. This is the real deal. Maunder minimum included. Dalton is in there. All the solar cycles. And all the information you need to know about magnetic flux ropes and Birkeland currents. There is the basic geometry of a Birkeland current. In case you knew, this is emanating out of the North Pole of the Earth, and this is little circular areas, what we call the Aurora Belt. Now, if we just kick the output up there in the North Pole during a geomagnetic storm 10, 20, 80-fold, we'll get some of the plasma instabilities that are talked about by Anthony Perrott in all of his laboratory experiments in the last decade, where he basically proves that plasma instability formations, including the diatron instability and the stickman, all high temperature plasma instabilities. Jacob's ladder, you can get it. 56 points of light. The formation of these twisted currents helps explain how magnetic flux ropes can travel between the sun and far-reaching planets and everywhere else ad infinitum. For infinite distances, speed of light is not necessary here, folks. We're talking electricity. And so I'm going to throw my hat behind this author and say that this is one of the most important papers coming out in recent times, and we'll see what the mainstream does to it and how they peer review it. We're going to be watching it. You should read it. Do it now. Cuba meteor, reports of meteorite falling in the town of western Cuba. I know you heard about this. If you're a watcher, residents and tourists in the town of Vinales in western Cuba said they saw a flare pass through the sky. And then it hit some guy's house. And he's got a bunch of pieces of marble here, which are not meteorites, which have nothing to do with the meteor. Now, the ball of fire and smoke trail appeared in a clear midday sky Friday, and residents said that there was a rain of small black stones that did not cause any material human damage. A rain of small black stones. Biblical! Yes, the end is near, but not really. Especially if you have a 5G hat and a copper umbrella. We're just saying, there's ways to mitigate falling meteorites, micrometeorites anyway. Meteor explodes, shattering windows in western Cuba after startling Florida Keys. There it is, there's the streak. And if you watch this video, it already passed by, so don't watch the video. But fragmentos de piedra invertición estruendo de hace un momento estremeció varios tirtos de pinar el del río. Esto es lo que pudimos encontrar en el mar de la prehistoria. ¿Comprende? I don't think so. So if this is in fact a meteorite that is a burn-up rock, it's a burn-up piece of what appears to be marble, and this could be unprecedented. So when we get the translations, we're going to look and see what this rock is. And this is a very unique, very lightly colored meteorite, if in fact it is. And what it would prove is that this is simply a chunk of some terrestrial rock blown up into space that just happened to fall back down in recent time. That this is probably a terrestrial rock from a planet like Earth that got blown out into space and has returned back to the surface. As it should, based on trajectories and other scientific theories that we currently hold dear, like magnetism, trajectory. It's not all fake. Some of it makes cake sense. And that's a burn-up piece of marble, in my opinion. We're going to be watching this. Very unique. All this information coming forth, rapidly increasing in our brains. Almost insane. There it is, the selfie of the Mars rover. Discovery. or whatever it's called. Coming out in the photos of the week. Space photo of the week. Look, Ma, no selfie stick. You think the polar vortex is bad. It's always cold outside in space, especially when you have barely a magnetosphere and no atmosphere on Mars. Which is about to happen to Earth after several more micronovas burn all of the surface water off and we all die. But that's going to be millions of years from now. So if we're going to make it through this one in 25 years from now, stick with us. You're going to be part of the small group that gets to party like it's 2029. Ever wonder how NASA's Curiosity rover is doing? Well, it's taking pictures of itself from a distance, as if there was someone standing here taking a picture. And that's a boom. I wonder if this is Arizona. That looks like Happy Valley. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. The quickening is happening. It's cold outside. Proper prior planning prevents piss-poor performance when dozens of people freeze to death, and they could have watched our channel and been warned ahead of time and prepared. They could have visited the Oppenheimer Ranch Preparedness store and bought a portable propane heater for $129 that could heat an entire house in a regular room. Do not buy a solar system and use electric heat for preparedness. That's not what preppers do. Preppers use propane. They use wood stoves and wood. They use garbage to heat their home. You need the electric for communication, refrigeration, and other important things. So if you're looking to heat your home, look for a little buddy portable propane heater, and you can keep your family warm and safe for 10 bucks for 24 hours. The heater itself is like 120 bucks. And this is something you can use for camping and big tents and to generally pimp all the time if you don't have a heat source. Electric heaters are for suckers. They were developed by the industry that sells you electric. They all have to be rated the same amount, 1,400 watts. So it costs $1 an hour to turn it on. No solar generator is capable of keeping you alive and thriving using solar generated battery power for electric heat. That's a non sequitur. That's not even talked about. If you want to heat yourself in an emergency grid down situation, you use wood and fire. And if you don't have a fireplace, you use a portable propane heater. That's all I'll say about that. We love each and every one of you. We all have a learning curve. Learn to grow food now. Spring is springing in the northern hemisphere. The days are long. It's 6 weeks after the solstice, and my greenhouse is popping. Are you growing anything? Are you even sprouting on your windowsill? If you're not, you could be dead. Be safe.